The win to draw Carolina within a half game in the division. From 28, and Carolina has won. Carolina has won.
Of all the teams in the NFL, I don't know if a single team has had more of a gut-wrenching start to the season than the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons currently are third place in a very surprisingly competitive NFC South, but their 3-7 record honestly does not translate at all to what these games have been this season. Last week, we saw the Falcons lose a heartbreaker to the Carolina Panthers in overtime. Bryce Young absolutely balled out. Tet McMillan also had a very good game. Bryce and Tet lit up the scoreboard. Bryce had 448 yards, 3 touchdowns. And honestly, kudos to them. Rico Dowdle has been the rock of their offense all year. And it's good to see that their pass attack has some life and they can win games without Rico Dowdle absolutely playing out of his mind. But on the other side of this is another blown Falcons lead. And all in all, solid Falcons offensive start of a performance. They had a commanding 21-10 lead going into the half. Things looked good, but then Bryce Young, of course, rallied with Tet. Before Raheem Morris could blink, it was 27-24, and they relied on a Zane Gonzalez field goal to send the game into overtime. Now, let me preface this overtime period with the fact that this is the second back-to-back week that the Falcons find themselves in an overtime situation. Just the week before, the Falcons have blown another lead to the Indianapolis Colts in the Jonathan Taylor legacy game. They hit a field goal to send the game into overtime, and they completely screwed the pooch in overtime. They got the ball to start off with a chance to win. Michael Penix got sacked. And when you let my MVP cook in an overtime situation, you know the Colts are going to find the end zone. So yeah, last Sunday was redemption for the Falcons. Could they put a game away in overtime? Once again, they started with the ball with a chance to win against the Panthers, and the Falcons' offense just collapsed. Friendly reminder that Kirk Cousins is not in because Michael Penix is injured. We'll talk more about that later. Then yeah, they went 3-0, gave the Panthers the ball and a chance to win the game. With all the momentum in the universe, the Panthers go down the field. Bryce Young connects with Tommy Tremble, and Ryan Fitzgerald hits the game-winning field goal. Just like that, the Falcons lose another OT thriller and are now 3-7 and in a rough spot in the NFC South. And yeah, that's just the MO for the Falcons this year. If you look at these games, this is the weirdest schedule I've ever seen from an NFL team to start the season. One, yeah, they can't put away these close games. 1 point away from being the New England Patriots, who are right now the best team in the AFC East, and honestly one of the best teams in the AFC period. And yeah, like if you can just put away these games, this division looks very different, and the Falcons are in a much better spot to potentially make the playoffs. Right now, the Falcons are only 1 for 5 in one-score games. Their lone one-score victory was against the Washington Commanders without Jaden Daniels, And yeah, they just haven't been able to finish games. The 2 overtime games, the Patriots game, and they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the top team in the NFC South, by only 3 in Week 1. The Birds are only 1 score away from being potentially 7-3, and that would give them a commanding lead in the NFC South. It's really that close. But yeah, back-to-back OT losses is just so demoralizing, and the future looks bleak for the rest of the Falcons season as they are 3-7, and that's just going to be a hard hole to climb out of. However, it is possible. They got 2 easy games against the Saints and Jets, both very winnable. Of course, the Seahawks, Bucks, and Rams will be challenges, but they also got the Cardinals and Saints to end off the year. The only little monkey wrench in the Falcons' potential chances of coming back in the 2025 season is the fact that they might have to do it without their franchise quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. Penix suffered a left knee injury in the Panthers game. That's why Kirk Cousins was in. Michael Penix could potentially miss the rest of the season, sources are saying. And that would mean that the Falcons are rolling with Kirko Chains to finish out the 2025 season. Now, Michael Penix himself has had a very weird season. In some games, he's looked pretty solid, and in some games, he's not looked good whatsoever. His play is on the up and up as he, since week 4, has one of the best touchdown interception ratios, which is really impressive from a young guy like that. He really has limited the turnovers ever since week 4, as that was the last time he threw an interception. This guy just isn't lighting up the scoreboard in terms of yards and touchdowns. And when you have Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier in your backfield, it's not honestly the end of the world. Unfortunately, his completion percentage is one of the worst in the league in terms of starting quarterbacks. His rating is towards the bottom as well, as guys like Justin Fields and Kyler Murray have a higher rating than him. But yeah, I think Michael Penix has definitely improved this year. And if he sits out, I'm very confident that he can win you games next year with a new season. And honestly, with the weak games coming up, who's to say Kirk Cousins can't win you games? As a Vikings fan, I would kill to have Kirk Cousins on my team again. But like in summary, Michael Penix's inconsistent play hasn't really helped in the Falcons' aid to win these one-score games. The O-line, of course, has let them down a couple times in overtime. But Bijan and Tyler Algier might be the best two-headed monster in all of football. I'm not going to lie. Again, all hope is not lost, as I feel like for the first time in years, this defense has a vision, and the defense has been actually competent for the first time in years. When I say competent, they are pretty middle of the pack, but I mean, this is a team that's had one of the worst defenses in football consistently. And finally, with their young talent on the D-line, I feel like they will be good in the coming years. But yeah, the Falcons are 3-7 right now, which is not a good place to be, but it doesn't feel like it. They've been playing some decent football. Michael Penix has improved. Bijan Robinson's awesome. Drake London, I haven't even talked about him. He's awesome. And the defense, it's confident. I got a feel for Falcons fans watching, as this season has been hard to watch. And yeah, this year might not be their year, but trust me, I think the Falcons will be pretty decent next year, and honestly, could be winning in the next couple seasons. Thanks for watching till the end. If you like this football content, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. God bless.
I just took a break, okay, and now it's back to work. God made a way, that's he